Let me check my thing. If I am live, well, hello. I can't even see myself being live. Am I live? I'm so prepared, honey. Let me see. Let me get myself situated. If you're not new to my live streams, you already know the deal. It's been a hot minute since I've been live, or since I've really been able to just like sit down and talk to you guys, huh? I've been like, for the past couple of weeks, y'all, I've been going like, hey everyday warrior, I've been like going through it in the sense of like, I think I just had like a little bit of a slump, right? A little bit of a mental slump. I feel like everyone gets in those moments. Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah. Um, yeah, I just finished recording the fire signs. I'm actually currently uploading the fire signs right now. Um, and for you, I'm going to be uploading them later today. They're going to be up probably tonight since my videos take forever to upload. But yeah, I was just like sitting here. I was like, okay, do I want to like sit down and record some more readings? Because I got a bunch of work to do still. But then I was just like, no, I want to connect with y'all. Some of y'all may notice I have a different background. Still the same room, but different background. I changed things up. Hey, Susie. Hey, Sarah. Yeah, yesterday, y'all, I spent like, oh, Siri thinks I'm talking to her. I spent yesterday like 8 hours like moving things, like cleaning things, organizing things, honey. I ordered a gorgeous tapestry, which is coming tomorrow, which I'm going to be putting in the background. So excited for that though. Like, oh my gosh, like, like I took that little depressive route. I say it's depressing, but it's like, it was just like a mental funk. Depressing makes it sound like I was actually like going through something, which, I mean, honey, win it or not me. All right. What zodiac sign? I am a Libra Scorpio cusp. And also, by the way, y'all, I got a new earring. Well, I got new earrings technically, but y'all like my new earring? It matches my nails and it matches my tarot cards. Some of my tarot cards, right? And this one I have is, I think it's the star. Yeah, it's the star. I think it's the star. It's clearly a star Velka. Yeah, I got a star. All right, y'all, this is the problem. I do not have music playing. Let me put some music on, honey. Oop. Let me know if that's too loud for y'all. Those earrings? Oh, Sarah. Sarah said F those earrings. I was like, oh, wait, we don't like the earrings? Hey, Foxy. Um, I'm doing, yeah, I love the earrings. I have to stop myself from getting, I say I have to stop myself, but I'm probably going to get all the major arcana. And so every day, like, you'll just see me, like, rocking, like, whichever one. But I chose the star one initially because I was just like, you know what? Let me just wear the star earring because, like, I always say in my readings, the star card is, like, the wish fulfillment card. It's the, pretty sure stars for Aquarius, even though I'm not Aquarius. Yeah, so I was just like, let me just get this one, right? So we're always like, I'm always wearing some wish fulfillment, honey. Yeah. Susie asked how I was doing. It's your favorite card? Yeah. I'm doing pretty, like, honestly, like, I just am getting out of a mental funk, like, just for seemingly, like, no reason. Like, nothing's, on the grand scheme of things, nothing's really happened. But I'm coming in strong, I think. I'm coming in pretty strong. I'm working on a series. I guess I can just talk about it here. Y'all want to know what I'm working on? Did a post on it, but I'm like, it's like involving a lot of editing and video and stuff like that. But I'm gonna be doing like so many people will ask me to do like some people always say rather it's just like, oh, Velka, you should like teach tarot and stuff like that. I know what y'all thinking, like I'm warming up to is like, oh, I'm opening a course up. No. I want to do like a long video series on here, like a giant playlist of all the tarot cards, all 78 tarot cards, starting with like the major arcana, because like I mean, I don't know if everyone sees it this way, but like I see like the major arcana, like it starts with the Fool. I'm pretty sure it starts with the Fool. And then it, like, I see it as like the journey of like the Fool going through like you know, just going through its journey. I see it like a storyline. And so I was just like, oh, I should like do like a whole little like aesthetic like video edit for each of the cards and talk about it for each of the major arcana. So I was just gonna be doing that, right? And just like it'd just be real cute. And then I was just like, you know what, why don't I just take it a step further and make like a whole like video series and just like covering each of the cards, so that way if anyone wants to just like go into like get an understanding of like a singular tarot card, they can just like look at that one, right? And also will just like help people, whoever like receives any of my future readings, to like process a message if I'm like, you know what I mean, right? So it's a lot of work in the sense that it's gonna be like 78 videos, but I think it's gonna be so rewarding and actually like super cool and super fun to do. Yeah, I think it'll be like, I think it'll be good. I think it'll be worth it. Once I get like, honey, once I like, the last thing, like the tapestry that I'm getting is gold and black as well. Y'all, it's going to be, when I tell y'all, it's going to be lovely. It's going to be so lovely. Yeah. I have to like still message my producer friend Tom Fox, who does all my music, because I really want to like get some like special music for that. But I already have like, I have like a vision in mind. I have a vision in mind, and so once I get like the skeleton part of it really like, and I have pretty much the skeleton idea of it. Once I get that finished, then it's just a matter of like getting like the video shots that I want. Because I want it to be more than just me holding up a card and being like, this is the 9 of Cups, da 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 da, right? I want to be able to have like a gorgeous like aesthetic shots, making it look like I know what I'm doing, right? And then just like going into like, you know how I do with any of my like readings, I just get really long-winded into a card talking about just like whatever, right? But yeah, that's what I'm like been like working on, preparing for in the midst of my like mental funk, right? When I tell y'all also, actually, do you want to get into this? I'll get into it, right? I talk about everything with y'all. I think a lot of, probably the past couple weeks, I've been eating like trash, y'all. I've been eating like trash, honey. And I don't know if it's just because like the older I've gotten that I've just realized how much it affects me. But it's like affected me in the sense like, oh my gosh, y'all. Like I don't, like when I was younger, like a teenager, oh, I'm not a teenager anymore. Um, I could just eat junk food and just not even care. Nowadays, it's like if I eat junk food, I'm like feeling like, ugh. But it's like weird, right? Because it's like you can acknowledge it, and then, well, I acknowledge it at least, and then I continue doing that for an extended amount of time. And it shows my, like, that's another thing I noticed too. Like, I always like have a pretty strict skincare routine, and like you can tell, like even in my skin, I always break out. All right, here, like we've been growing Venus or Mars right here for a few weeks now. Popping in to say hi before. Hello, Nia. Is that how I pronounce your name, Nia? Hey, Conrabbit, I appreciate that. Y'all, can I also like talk to you? Okay. So, there's this woman named Sarela Moore, and I've talked about her a little bit in some of my videos, but mainly more so like on Instagram. She coined the idea or concept of like self-portraits, like the advanced selfies as she calls it. And it's just like taking selfies, but like not just like taking it like a click, like putting more of an artistic, like trying a little bit more essentially. And last year, I think it was one of my personal videos last year where I started like recording outside, and that's when I started taking photos. Thank you, Sarah. And when I was doing that, like it was like she came, like I like discovered her YouTube channel and discovered her Instagram, like her photos so gorgeous. And now she recently created a new YouTube channel talking, like wanting to get into like more spiritual stuff. And so it's just so interesting and crazy to me to watch this individual who really inspired me to like get in touch with my more creative artistic side, since I'm not really talented in any I can't draw, I can't paint, like I have a mind for artistic stuff, but I don't have like an outlet, and she provided that first outlet for me to dabble into a little bit. I just take some photos still. Nothing interesting. Hey goddess Jocelyn, how you doing? But yeah, she'd made a new YouTube channel to talk about like spirituality and stuff like that. And y'all, so I'm gonna be trying to manifest it super hard. I have loved her like have like since I ran like saw like Sarela Moore's channel. She has inspired me so much in terms of just aesthetically, just really inspired me, challenged me, and just such an overall like such a cool individual. And so like I'm like trying to like I'll tell y'all know what I'm trying to manifest right now. I'm trying to manifest like being able to connect with Sarela Moore. You know, just the idea, being able to just like read her tarot cards and just have a conversation with her, be able to just like sit down and give thanks to the person that really jump started, like helped me uh approach my journey of like self-discovery really quick. My journey with self-discovery, because she like because of her content and showing to me that you can do you're not being silly by like trying to have like your emotional or creative outlet be like photography, right? Even though none of my photos or anything interesting, like it's still like something for me. I'm just like, let me just take some photos of myself. Let me put a little bit of more effort into it, right? But how have you guys been doing, right? I've been talking about myself this entire time. I posted this, well, I started this live stream without even having anything really planned. Um, yeah, but yeah, that was what I was like, I'm still like thinking about right now, y'all. I'm just like babbling on. It's just been so long since we've connected, y'all. Oh my gosh, forgive me. So much still to talk about though, right? Now that I have, so I talked about like like my tarot series, which that's probably this weekend when I'm gonna be like trying to wrap up, finishing up, and getting that bit done so I can start uploading those. I'm thinking about doing a, you're in a low vibration lately, you don't know why? See, I don't know, like, I was right there with you, and I still am just in the process of coming out of it, Sarah. And I think the biggest struggle is just being able to acknowledge when you are in that rut, because I feel like it's so easy to like fall into that rut and you kind of just stay there when you're not really aware that you're depressed. Does that make sense? When you're not aware of the spiral. So I feel like being able to just even acknowledge that you are in the place that you're in currently is like so much of the effort, because so much of the battle, because then at that point, then you can just, I mean, this is how I approach it logically, right? So then it's just like, okay, if I'm feeling low vibrational, what can I do to like shift things, right? And that's, lo and behold, like my posting schedule has been trash on YouTube, because you can tell, because mental is just not whatever, just been in a low vibrational mood. So I was like, you know what? Let me not, like, we don't need to do no ritual, honey. We don't need to do any of that. Let me just like switch things up. Let me move stuff around. Let me open up the space more, right? So figure out something that like, and also like the other day, I went to like, I spent like the past couple of days really, I spent like just dedicating to just be extremely present with myself. I one day I went to go get my hair cut, which, oh yeah, I guess by the way, I never talked about like I cut off my curls again, but no one cares. But when I went into town the other day, Sarah, to get my hair cut, because I was like, I just like, I went to get my haircut initially because I just felt like trash and just like blah. And when I got into town, because it's like an hour ride, honey, to get into town. And then right when I was like getting off the bus, my barber texted me. He was just like, oh, hey, I'm not feeling so hot, I have to cancel. And I was just like, and so I was already kind of like frustrated. So at that point, I like saw my phone. I was like, oh, okay. And then I took a bus. Like was at the station. I was like, you know what? Let me just take the next bus that I can take, you know. Because at that point, like, I could have allowed myself just to like sit in that state and be like, ugh, like now I have to like, I wasted all this time. I have so much more time to waste now, right? But instead, because it's just like it's already happened, right? Just make the most of it, right? Be able to, even in this moment, Sarah, ask yourself what it is that would make you feel good in this moment. Even if it's just like walking outside, going out for like stepping outside for like 30 seconds just to be able to like feel some grass. Like, even though like yeah, like I don't know. I feel maybe this is a tangent. It probably is, but I'm pretty known for tangents, aren't I? I feel like a lot of people, well, maybe this is what I'm guilty of, I'll say, rather than saying a lot of people are this way. I'm guilty of not doing things um, that feel good to me because sometimes I'm like super fast paced, right? So, like, even right now, I'm just like, for an example, I want to go outside right now and just be able to exist. And, like, if I wasn't obviously live streaming, I would, but, like, because I'm so fast paced, where it's just like, oh, it'd be nice to be outside, right? I would enjoy being outside. And it'd just be like, I can sit outside and appreciate it for like 2 minutes or 2 hours, right? But sometimes I just don't bother with it because it would take too much effort, or it only like, I would appreciate it so quickly that I would just tell myself, oh, it's not worth it, right? Because it's almost just like I set up this expectation that it needs to, if I'm gonna do something, it needs to like meet a certain criteria of length for how it's going to feel, I guess. I don't know where I developed that thought process. And so for such a long time, until recently, where once I was able to identify it, Sarah, um, once I was able to be like, you know what, why not just do it? Even if it's going to be like 30 seconds, like, what's the harm in it? And I started just doing that consistently. It made the world a difference. It started to, anyways. It's forced me to become a lot more present. It's forced me to acknowledge what would feel good for me in the moment. And I feel like that's something that a lot of people need to do for themselves because it's a form of self care, right? Being able to just check in with yourself and be like, okay, you have this scheduled routine here that you have to address, that you feel like you have to do. But what extra thing can we do to serve ourselves better, right? Even if it's just like 30 more seconds, even if it takes like inconveniences us slightly in our path, like what would be something that would just feel good in the moment? Even if it's something as simple as spending a little extra time making that sandwich and putting a little bit extra mayo on there, right? Like, if that brings you joy, then why not just do it, even if it seems like a small thing? And maybe it seems like such a silly thing for most people to hear, or such a self-explanatory thing to hear. But just for myself personally, there's so much joy that I stopped myself from experiencing just because I felt like it wasn't efficient enough in some capacity. So I don't know if maybe you suffer from that same kind of thing as well, Sarah. Hey, Foxy, you been to your hairstylist? Oh no, see, that's how I was as well, Foxy. When I first got my haircut, I was just like, oh my god, I feel like I felt like Pinhead. I was just like, I just don't look good at all. I still kind of don't care for my hair right now. It needs to grow in a little bit more, I feel like, on the top. But I just feel so like, if anyone's watched like the music video for Lady Gaga's Alejandro, I feel like one of the men there, even though like their hair is like more like longer and then cut off, like I just feel I don't like it. Hey, Avelia, how are you doing? Hey, Mystic. Right, Susie? See, I use Susie. Susie doesn't know this. I've never talked about it. Susie, when I say Susie, it's Chew on That. Chew on That, also, by the way, I've talked about it before. But Chew on That is she is the channel where a woman named Susie talks about sustainable living and sustainable ways of going about things. There's like she does videos on, well, check her out, actually. I'm not going to tell, like, because she envelops a lot of things, but it's all about under the compass of like sustainable living. And she's also like someone that I watch where I'm just like, as weird as it sounds, I like make pretend that she's like my roommate because I feel like she's like that roommate everyone has at some point or like needs in their life, or at least in my mind, I make that imagination of where it's just like everyone has that super sustainable friend, environmentally conscious friend, right? And she just talks about videos in that nature, but it's because of that vein, watching Susie chew on that, maneuver through life and just maneuver with her channel and just her own business and all of that, her brand. Um, it's like super motivating for me to just like see other people like how other people approach their stability in life, right? Because it's such a reminder, easy reminder for me to realize that, because I will always get in my head about being a perfectionist. So even if I'm being depressed, I'm like, oh, I need to get out of my like low vibrational rut, right? And it needs to look a certain way. It needs to be this certain level of like it, I always will just get in my head about how it needs to look, otherwise it's no point in bothering. Being able to watch other people just go through their own journey of stability and realizing that it doesn't need to be in one set way, realizing that everyone like there's never going to be a point, I feel like, in where I'm just realizing how much of a side tangent, because it's all based off of, this is how my mind spirals, by the way. I will like see, that's how I connect with people's like through people's like personalities and just the general vibe. And so like just, I don't know, it's comforting being able to just see like another normal soul just go through their own journey of stability and just struggles that of the real like the life that we're dealing with right now. And I feel like True on That is just an example of that. It reminds me to just be like getting out of my head and being present and being like, okay, right? Does it need like things don't need to be every let me stop my tangent. It probably makes no sense to anybody. That's something I've been in my head about recently too. Is like I usually always will have this insecurity, or it's been, but just recently I've been like really in my head about the side tangents, like now. Where I will just like continuously like talk and talk and talk, and I feel like the majority of what I say has no substance. I'm just so in my head, y'all. But I only like I don't talk about it just for like to get like affirmation from y'all, right? Like, because I never wanted to be that way, and I feel like another thing I like struggled with like a couple of months ago, for the past few months really, since the start of 2020, 21, honey. I got self-conscious because I was like, I feel like my content turned to a point where it's just like, where I was just sad. And it's just like, on some level, I was just going through something. But like, it kind of like bummed me out because I was just like, I don't like that, like, everything I'm posting is just such a like, right? I always want to like make people feel better, make people feel relaxed, and just like someone to vibe with. And so like, I don't even know why I got onto this subject. Oh yeah, because I've been just in my head about me doing like these side tangents. Like, no. Hey, Magi. Isn't it funny how we all kind of like will have like this similar thoughts and feelings, but we never will like talk about it, right? We all kind of like, well, not, I don't want to say we all, right? But so many people, the norm, we'll say, the norm is to just pretend like we're not, that we don't have like these insecurities, that these things aren't in our head, running through our head at all times, right? And so because of that, because no one talks about like these insecurities or like these unsurenesses, if that's a word, it's a word now, honey. It never ends up being addressed. It's never normalized, and a lot of people just never overcome it just because they don't realize how normal it is. No one wants to feel like the weak one, right? Hey, Keisha. Love the haircut. Thank you. I appreciate that some of y'all appreciate my side tangents, by the way. Yeah, I don't know. I've just been in such a place of, it's weird because I've been in this place like where I've had like such gratitude, because especially just like I like look at how, like, it was crazy to me even just like earlier. I was like thinking to myself, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to start thinking about what it is I'm going to do and like the content, like how I'm going to create like my 10,000 subscriber video. And it like made me sit there. I was just like, wait a minute, like I'm literally thinking about 10,000 subscribers in such a casual way. And I just feel so blessed in the fact that it's just like, one, it just was like a wow moment for me, just because it was just like, so many people are choosing just to hang out with me and just listen to me ramble. When just for so many years, there's just, even now, right? You can can have like however many people, can have 13 people just hanging out with me, and I can still just be in my head about like, oh, let me not, like, I always feel the insecurity, right? And so like being able to just, I was just super present, I guess. I was super present in being able to be so grateful for the growth, but I was also just super present with the fact that it's just like, just human beings, like so many human beings. I just get to connect to, like, so all of us, we just get to, I don't know. But yeah, it was just like a crazy moment because I was thinking, it was just in October that I was thinking the same thing for 1,000 subscribers, right? And like what I did then was I went to Seattle, but I don't think I even recorded it. I don't think I even made a video for it. I tried to, but I didn't even do it. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't want, like, this is the balance that I've always tried to find, right? Because it's like, I never want to just sit here and be like, have like something fake, right? If I'm feeling like crap, I'm gonna be like, y'all, I'm feeling like crap. Like, hello? I want to normalize it. And so, like, especially early in the year, I was feeling, I was really going through a lot of mental and emotional purges. And so it's just like, I talk about it because I'm just like, okay, this is what I'm going through. I want y'all to acknowledge that I'm just as much of a human, and like y'all, like whatever experiences you're going through, you're not alone in it, right? This is how I'm processing it. Maybe you can learn something from it, right? But then I get self-conscious because then I'm just like, well, I don't want my content to come off as this sense of where it's just like, oh, feel bad for me, or like, oh, look at this sad like, it's never like that, right? Because in my brain, I'm just like, no, like, I just, like, I don't know. I get in my head about it because it's just like, I'm only sharing it just for the sense, like, one, it just feels good to talk about it, but also because it's like, I just want to normalize it more, but I don't know how to like have that balance where it's just like being able to just be open about it and being able to present it where it's not in a sense of where it's just like you're feeling bad for me or feeling like, I don't want you to feel sad. I want you to feel inspired or motivated, or, you know, and that I just want to be able to uplift. I don't know how to like, I don't know how to do it quite yet, right? Because it's like, I feel like for a while, so many people thought, and probably still some people think, that I'm just such a sad individual. And I don't think I am. I mean, I have my moments of being sad, but who doesn't, right? I'm a pretty optimistic person. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Susie. That's like, that's the journey, right? It's the journey of trying to like figure out like what is like an insecurity, identifying the insecurities and like watering, like putting that away and then allowing yourself to be expressive. I don't know. It's always finding that balance between just something else like clicked for me. Anyways, honey, what else did I have? There's like, it's been such a hot minute since we connected, y'all. I know there's like more I wanted to tell y'all about. Oh. Y'all. So I went to this. I like discovered this park near. It's not near me at all, but it's a place that I've gone to a few times now. How do y'all feel? Because I have video content there, but just like scenic shots. But how do we feel about um, y'all even care for me to even talk about it? No, yeah, I mentioned it at this point. Y'all need to know like what it is. How do y'all feel? In my head, I'm just like, okay, would this be even interesting content for people to like want to see, right? Because for me personally, like, again, like, I've been watching YouTube for like over 12, 13 years, like it's and like I'm just so attracted to content where it's just like extremely just like real, where it's just like as authentic as possible and just like as intimate in the sense of where it's just like I'm carrying you around. That's just always how I've always connected to people. So in my head, I'm just like, oh, let me just like record videos of me just like walking the park, This, and I say park, but it's like really woodsy. Like there's lakes. Like this is very woodsy. Like a lot of people would probably like think it's like a forest. Like if there was like a little waterfall that I was at a couple days ago, like it would just be really pretty to look at, to see the scenic shots and stuff. But I don't know if it would just be like boring content. Maybe I could just like shape it in a way where it's just like I do a voiceover, but then I feel like it loses its intimacy if I'm not having like a conversation with y'all in the moment. I don't know. I'm like, this is how I'm always constantly like trying to like figure out how to like present content to y'all, because it's like I think this kind of stuff is interesting, but I acknowledge that like it's probably not interesting just listening to someone like me ramble on about seemingly nothing. Because like here's the thing, I always say too, like I'm the most boring person to hang out with, because like I'm the kind of person that's just like, you want me to take you somewhere, like you want to hang out with me, like an idea what it's like to hang out with me is like I just take you to random spots that I go to just sit and dissociate. Not actually, but just like sit and just be in the moment and not really speaking, or if we are speaking, it's just usually about like deep but not deep random things, right? I'm not really like a so it's just like I'm very low key. So I don't know if low key videos like that would even translate well on video, where it's just like, oh, that's didn't you know, does that make sense, right? Yeah, that's the thing. If I edit it well, then I think I probably will have to toy with it a little bit. Probably have to do a little bit of we'll see. Personally, I appreciate that, Charity. Okay, yeah, I think I have a we'll see. That's something y'all can like look at some point in the future. I'm gonna be probably testing out a few different styles. We'll see. I'll do like a voiceover style one, see how we like it, and then I'll do like a one where it's just like me just like recording. And then that's another thing too. I have to like get out of my head about most of the time, like I have no problems going out the door like wearing a fur coat or like a bright neon pink outfit, honey, and some eyeshadow. But like when it comes to those like knowing someone's like watching me record, that's like another level. I'm just like, ooh, I'm shy. It's not I'm shy about me wearing a fur coat, honey, in the middle of a Walgreens. I'm not shy about that. But people knowing that I'm recording. Thank you. It inspired me, my nail lady from when I got my nails done a couple of weeks ago, I think. The art that inspired my nails was the back of this deck, actually. And it's cool, like, there's like this effect, there's like this, I don't know if you can tell, effect with my nails where it's just like the gold streaks kind of just look, I don't know, they look weird to me. I need to put my face back a little bit. But yeah, I love them. I'm trying to think of another, like what my next style is gonna be. Because I like to have my nails painted, but I don't want it to be like, I like it to be like flow with an outfit. I don't like it to be overstated, if that makes sense, right? I like to balance everything that I do, I like to balance a nice feminine and masculine energy to everything. So even though like these are clearly feminine nails with painted nails, right? I feel like just because it just like goes like even with my necklace, I mean earring, hello, right? Everything, it's just like everything's intentional, right? I don't want it to just be like, I like to just be this is why, like, it's funny, I was having a conversation with a few newer friends online, and I was talking about this, and even talked about this with my therapist as well, where I don't I don't see. Oh, let me check it. So, I don't see myself, like, how I see myself basically is, and I don't know if it's like a cop out or what, that's like developed over time to something else, but I always kind of see myself as like no one asked for this, but now that I've committed to this, I see myself as like an art project, right? Or yeah, just like a project. And so I don't think of myself as unattractive. I think of myself as interesting to look at. And that's just because of how I like see myself. So like everything that I do, the moment like you would think Halloween would be like the time of year that I just love because it's just like, oh, like you can dress up in themes, whatever, whatever. For me, I think Halloween is such a pointless time because the moment I'm stepping out, like anything that I'm going outside in, like it's all like some level of thoughts like put together in all of it. It's like everything's intentional. So it's like almost like every single time I'm putting on some type of costume. Every single time I'm going out. So I don't even know why I got into that side tangent. I guess it was just talking about my nails. But yeah, I like do all these things that are just like that just makes me interesting to look at, I guess. I don't want to be just like, you know, like you see, I don't want to just, I mean, granted I have like the basic fade right now, but I want to be always, I just want to always have something that's interesting about me. Nothing just like plain and just like normal, aesthetically pleasing, I guess. Again, no one asked for this, but I'm just so talkative right now because I haven't talked to y'all in so long. What readers would I like to collab with? So, um, hmm. That's a. I know Tyler's tarot would definitely be one, but I mean, here's the thing. I want to be able to connect with. I honestly would love to collab with any tarot reader, but it's like I have this vision in mind. At some point, um, when I get my like just things put together more, like I want to be able to have like a sit down style, being able to like I guess it'd be like an interview or just like I want it to be conversations, like our conversations with just like just with people, whether it's just like other like spiritual creators. I don't know. I want to be able to like do videos just with anyone, really, where I can just sit down and have a conversation with them, just about like I don't know, just behind the curtain, because I feel like I can like make people take down their guard. I can usually make people take off their armor, right? Like imagine Tyler's tarot, right? Like let's take Tyler's tarot for example. Imagine Tyler's tarot. A lot of people know who he is, right? Imagine him, me sitting down with him in a room and just us being able to have like conversation. And I know how to like ask the right questions, I guess, and I know how to just like the number one compliment I always get, no matter where I'm at, is that like it's very easy to just like feel like I've just been with you for like a long time. As weird as that sounds. Like when I lived in California, like first month of me living with my roommate and his family at the time, like first month in, it was just like I just blend in very well. People easily feel comfortable with me. Wrap that up, right? And so imagine Tyler's tarot being able to just have a normal, intimate conversation with him and just have him feel like it's safe enough just to like have a conversation, right? Like even when if even if it's just about tarot stuff, right? Being able to just ask the questions of being like, why do you get this, right? And just being able to understand people's thought processes more. That's what I want. That's why I always ask questions to people. I like to understand how people process things, and I would love just to have like a very like cutesy setup where it's just like intimate conversations and being able to just like showcase how normal everyone is, because that's the thing that I've learned the most throughout not just the past few years of me traveling from Texas to California to now Washington. Like when I was in a cult in high school, when I just the various spiritual groups I've been in throughout the years since a child, like I've been exposed to a lot of different groups of people, and I've gone to see, because people feel comfortable to just open up to me, I've gone to see just how similar everyone is, how insecure, how in their head everyone is, even if someone presents themselves in such a like pedestal, just like no like self-help guru way. I would trust and believe. I've met several, talked to several, right? Everyone's the same. Everyone has like those same things, and that's part of the reason why I have no problems opening up about it, because it's just like the moment people feel, I don't know, this is such a side tangent, but I just like I feel like it would just be such a gift to the world and like helping people realize just how normal their experiences are and how okay it is to just be vulnerable and just, I don't know. I want to be able to expose like these like any type of personality on YouTube or any personality, celebrity or anyone that has to feel like they have to put up that persona, right? That bit like that social media persona, that business persona. I want to sit down and have a conversation with them, and I want to, and I know by the end of that hour of a conversation with them, not only will I give them something to think about, something to tap into, something to lean into more, but it showcases to everyone that has followed this person and like revered this person, they realize just how normal they are, and just I feel like through that realization of just realizing no one's better than another person in such a vulnerable, intimate way, gives people a lot more hope in like what's possible for them. And so yeah, that's kind of like my very long-term plans. Such a you see the Golden Girls? Yep, this is Miss Blanche. Blanche is right here. Blanche is my favorite Golden Girl. Golden Girls, honey, I've watched every season, darling. Me being in a cult, yeah, I need to I'm trying to like, because here's the thing, I plan on I've always had it in my mind of doing like a video series, because it's a series, honey, I would need to explain my time being in a cult, because it's very unique, and it's something I didn't realize I was in a cult until I got out of it, which I feel like is something that a lot of people will say when they are actually in a cult. Because here's the thing, right? Like, I feel like a lot of people think like cults in such a specific way, like mind controlled way, and I guess in some level it is, but like people just think that there's a level of disconnect or unintelligence or ignorance you have to end up being in a cult, when it's actually a lot more subliminal than you realize, and especially with, I don't know. Yeah, I definitely want to though, but it's the thing I've like struggled with for so long, well, not for so long, but the thing I've like, one of the things I've worked on for a bit, charity, is trying to piece together the timeline of everything, because for a lot of years I've lived in a pretty dissociated headspace, just because of trauma and all that. And so it's really only the past couple 2-3 years that I've started becoming like actually feeling present with myself, and actually feeling like an actual person rather than like a shell of a person, and being one with my body, as dramatic as it sounds. And so like trying to like, I've also never had to I've never vocalized this stuff before, so like I've never talked about and anything I talk about on YouTube, it's usually the first time I've ever talked about it. Like my friends and family learn about me through my content that I post, because I just don't talk about myself. Like I don't, unless it's asked for, and no one's usually asking, right? No one knows about it. So when it comes to the cult stuff, that's actually like the thing I actually have to like get a timeline for, write everything down, because it's a really confusing, long process, but just to kind of like let y'all know, like it was in high school. I even, no, I'll save it for the video, but no, trust and believe. I'm gonna be talking about it at some point. Thank you, Triple Fire. Hey, Carrie. I'm doing good, Carrie. So I've just been getting out of this depressive rut for a few weeks now. My content on YouTube has been slacking, which is something I want to apologize for, and I appreciate y'all's patience. No one's been hard on me about it at all. I'm just getting out of like that depressive rut, switched things up a little bit, right? So actively like working on getting back to the proper uploading. And also, does anyone miss, as a side note, but does anyone miss like the you versus them readings that I used to do weekly as well? Because I've only been doing the general weekly readings, for a while now, and I haven't done the you versus them. So I've had Thursday, technically Friday to Sunday, when I'm on my normal posting schedule, open. And so I didn't know if people were even missing the you versus them. And if they are, I could start incorporating that. But no one's ever commented about being like, oh, hey, Velka, what happened to the you versus them? So I haven't thought about bringing them back. I appreciate it, y'all. See, that's I try to be compassionate, but it's just like I always want to. I put so much weight or like, how do I put it? Not that I feel pressured into like opening up about anything because I have no problems putting up a boundary, right? But it's like I especially it's more so because of how I like initially started out on YouTube. Like if you click my videos, I do this for YouTube channels all the time because I'm always like, oh, what was their oldest videos like? And I've hidden some of them, but like you look at my oldest one, there's like a even outside of like the hidden ones, there used to be like months where I didn't post. Like I started posting in California when I started this journey. Um, and so anytime I go a little bit without posting, I always kind of like freak out because I just don't want people to think I abandoned them again. Because yeah, I'm trying to be more consistent in that way. And um, I also know like the videos help people as well. So I feel like for me to just like break that consistency or routine for some people is just as unfair to me. And I enjoy doing it, right? I don't feel responsible for doing it, but I like being able to provide that sense. My goal is to make people feel better, so it's just like in that sense, consistency is the same thing. And so, but on top of that, um, I don't know. I just put up such a high standard for myself, and like I care so much about like being a. I just want to be able to like yeah. No one asked for it. I just yeah. You're right. Long story short, this is my long tangents. You're right. This is what goes on in my brain all the time, y'all, by the way. This is what happens. I keep myself accountable because I'm always like constantly arguing with myself in my head and being like, oh no, this is where you're being illogical, right? Long story short, yeah, I need to be easier on myself, but oh yeah, and that's the thing too. Like when you start posting like the 12 the weekly zodiac readings, it's like this weird thing, y'all. Like I acknowledge that how much I post is a lot, like a lot. And so, but because I post a lot, even when I go a day without posting, there's just like this guilt because I'm just like, oh man, I need to post, I need to post. It's like this weird thing. So I've always been trying to like, it's like a constant like battle, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, y'all enjoy the you versus them. I'll try to bring it back. I think this weekend I'm gonna try to do like a little series, quick little mini series for each of the zodiac signs of like a like before you give up sort of things. I think some people really enjoyed that, but I think probably next week I can say confidently say that I will bring back the you versus them weeklies as well. We'll see. We'll see. Because I also you know yeah we'll see. Um, I'll bring them back definitely for next week. I'll say. Mm. And I know one thing that caught me off guard, y'all. I realized the music stopped playing. I promise you, there's not alcohol in this. This is just I think I said it was pre-workout, even though there's no working out going on here, honey. Um, I had brought up my brain just disconnected from what I was about to bring up to y'all. Oh, y'all. So I was so shocked. I did a poll on my community thing a few weeks ago and about like what kind of content y'all wanted to see, and a lot of overwhelming amount of people wanted me to do occult content, which and just like yeah more like occult content, which I personally love doing, but it's one of those things I'm not quite sure what to cover because it's like I always say this, guys, like I am not a very good teacher in the sense that because it's just like my process. Like a lot of people will always speak on like certain things as like an unapproachable way. I will never speak from a place of where it's just like I always speak in collaboration. That's even how my readings are. It's just like what do you think, right? It's like what do you think? And so I view everything as a collaboration. So it's like when I talk about something, I don't know what's not self-explanatory, I guess. And so how I always would like shape up content would be like this is what I do, so maybe you can like take something from this, right? But so trying to like put myself in a place of being like it's essentially trying to like take myself where it's just like thinking that everyone either knows it or even cares about hearing. That's the thing. That's the thing. Just like how I never talk about my personal stuff because like no one, like I assume no one is interested. So unless you ask, then I won't talk about it. It's kind of the same thought process behind like the cult stuff. Like I've been actively doing occult stuff for, if I'm 25, turning 26 this year. Yeah, 15 years. 15 going on 16 years, honey. I've been doing that, and I've gotten to connect with so many people throughout the years. Even during my days in the cult, I've gotten to connect with people of all different practices, um, all different branches, right? More than just like the left-handed path. I've gotten to talk to, yeah, honestly, such a layered storyline just through my own maneuvering through metaphysical communities and just the wonderful personalities and belief systems that I've been introduced to. So I know a lot in the sense that because of just like me asking questions and being like, you know, one friend I have that's very much so into Haitian magic, Haitian voodoo, very much so into not just Haitian, but in that sense, I would always just ask questions and be like, oh, why are you doing X, Y, and Z, right? So I have that type of knowledge where it's just, but it's not categorized in a way where it's just like opening up a book and be like, okay, y'all, such a long spiel basically of just being essentially saying I don't know where to really start with like teaching people stuff because I don't know what people care about hearing, right? Thank you, Albert. I appreciate you saying that. You love, see, I feel like maybe, I mean, obviously because I'm a Libra Scorpio cusp, I'm always going to be able to relate to Libras, but I feel like my best friend's a Libra, Iris. And every single Libra that I've known and ran into, like, I feel like Libras know Libras, right? Maybe all the zodiac signs know each other, right? But I've never had a time where it's just like a Libra, I've never experienced like another Libra not getting along with another Libra. Because I feel like Libras and how they process things is very specific. And again, maybe every zodiac sign feels this way. But I feel like because with Libra, communication is so important. When you run into another Libra, having that release of stress of being like, okay, like you don't have to stress about this person getting it because you just kind of know with confidence being like, okay, this Libra gets it, right? So, hey, Stovetop Ninja. Yeah, Magi, I really, that's something I want to like venture into is being able to offer like courses in the sense of where I don't even know how I want to really go about it. Like even with like the tarot stuff, I want to be able to like package something and not have it be expensive. Like maybe at most like I don't want to give a price point, right? I guess it depends on how much work I put into it. But I always want something to just be very like easy to access, right? So whether I can just put it into a playlist on YouTube where you can just look at that playlist, right? And maybe even just like take like that playlist and make it into like a course where it's just with extra details. I don't know, right? I never want to just make something seemingly inaccessible, right? Because I feel like information should just be shared, and especially when it comes to spiritual stuff, like I don't know. I guess it basically is like anything that I share. I never want it to come from a place of being me being coming from a place of being a pet on a pedestal, right? I always want it to be like a collaborative thing, and it's something that's really not a thing, especially in the cult world, but just in the spiritual world in a sense where I feel like most people, there's always someone that feels the need to speak on a pedestal for whatever reason, and I just don't want that to be me. So I feel like I've always kind of avoided trying to teach people things because I don't want to be viewed as anyone, as anything or anyone other than just another human being. Just doing the same, like being like nothing, like I genuinely feel like anyone should be, can do cards, right? Even though some people can tell themselves and say it's like, oh, I can't do cards like you can do cards. I'm just like, well, no, you can do cards, honey, right? And here's the video list. That's what gave me the idea. So like, here's, you can do tarot cards, right? You just are overthinking it. You can just like, let's go into this storyline with X, Y, and Z, right? Charity, what I'm such a passionate person. So Charity asked me what lightens me up and what makes me passionate. So everything I do is based off of passion. I think passion is such an attractive quality in a person because when you're passionate about something, that is when you are your most vulnerable, um, vulnerable mentally and emotionally, right? Because you're talking about something you care about and you're talking about something that you think a lot about. And for me, I have always been extremely, like, how would I say it? I have been, I'm trying to think of a way to make it not sound like corny. Um, but ever since I was like a little kid, I always wanted to have a voice. That's all I wanted. I just wanted to have a voice. I wanted people to be able to hear me because even since I was a little kid, I just wanted to be able to connect with people. And that sounds like such a like woo, like whatever thing, but I mean, I feel like you can even associate it with trauma. Like you consider the stuff I've gone through. It's like, oh yeah, clearly this dude has some attachment issues, family issues, right? But I have such a passion for learning about other people's perspectives, learning about how what makes people tick, and like just being able to understand as them each person as a human being. And because I have such a passion for that, I feel like being able to, I don't know. It's such a, I'm trying to frame how I feel passionate about it, my passion in such a way, because obviously I have like a passion for like tarot, I have a passion for like whatever, but true, like if I were to like really like summarize since like a little kid, I just have a passion for like making people feel more connected and just be able to like, I just have like some level of intimacy, right? And I feel like it makes sense to anyone that watches my content. Even with my tarot readings, the common theme has always just been like a level of intimacy. I know it probably sounds weird, but like I have such a passion for forming an intimate connection and like inspiring other people to have that same intimate connection with people in their lives. And I guess in some way it's just like, yeah, that a level of intimacy and emotions. I love emotions. And I only have such a love for them because again, like I've said before, like there's like a period of time I didn't really experience any. So when I see emotions, when I experience emotions or like what have you, I like to delve into it deeper. And I like to challenge other people's emotions and perspectives and try to like make people feel things that they haven't felt before. All this stuff sounds so weird, doesn't it? It probably sounds like super creepy, but hey Natalie. Mm. I also do. That's very true. I have a very strong passion for aesthetic. I like anything. I don't have a specific style. I just like things to look like, I like things to be intentional. So whenever someone puts any type of intention into their look, um, it makes me really happy. And so like I like to set a mood. I like to be able to reach emotions with moods. Even with my music and stuff, I always like to like trigger an emotion in people. But also, yeah, I can kind of read. No, I can't. I can read for myself just because it's like I feel like the struggle for people to have being able to read for themselves is kind of taking the emotion out of it and thinking about it from a third person's point of view. But that's kind of just how my brain already works, is like taking the emotion out of it, taking a step back and looking at things analytically. So basically I can just be honest with myself, right? Just how I like in my readings where I'm just like, honey, I'm gonna step on some toes here or what have you, right? That's just how I am for myself. So I can, but I also have gone to the same psychic since I was like 12 or 13. And she's, the funny thing is, the same psychic I've gone to, her name is Helen. She saw like even at that age, before I was even doing tarot in the slightest, I had an interest because at that time I didn't think I was able to do tarot until like 8 years ago. I used to not think I had any type of talent just because back when I was in a cult, like another side tangent, but I used to didn't think that, and she always saw that I was doing tarot. So it's like I always will like think about it sometimes, of just like how right she was. And the thing is, she doesn't know, like, that's the thing. My psychic, she doesn't know a lick about me, right? She's known me since I was like 12, 13, but we don't like connect outside of it, right? Um, there's no reference in terms of like interconnection at all. And so it's just like, it's so crazy to think, like, I'll have moments where I think about just like how right she is and continues to be. And one thing I'm like so excited for at some point is I want to be able to like platform her. It's like she's like, because she's such a, I met her through a website that's no longer even around, and so we've just kept connected through email and Skype. And she's an older woman, really talented, but she hasn't put herself out there really since the website. Not that I think she does more stuff local in the UK. So I really, really, really just like one day just look so forward to being able to just like setting up like booking like a reading with her or something, and then just like doing like a video call and be able to just do like a video on YouTube with her, and like showing to her just like how like right she is, because she has an idea, right? I told her that I do, like, I've told her that I do tarot and stuff, but she doesn't know that I do YouTube or anything like that. I just told her that I'm like able to do readings. And so I look so forward to being able to just like I hope that doesn't sound like so like some type of power trip. I just want to be able to like show her, like, one, give thanks, but also just show her like how right she was, and just be able to help her as well, right? Because I feel like she's just so insanely talented and deserves more recognition, but she just, I don't know. No one asked for that either, but truly though, truly, it is showing how much she's added, because I don't, part of the reason why, part of that lisp, part of the reason why I feel so passionately and I have no problems uploading as much as I do is because I know how much like a good tarot reading impacts your life, right? So, and there's nothing wrong with these other, like, here's the thing, there's the tarot reading to fulfill every need and desire, right? So I'm I'm never gonna tear down any type of reading, because it's all, there's never a time that there's, I like how I said earlier, y'all, that that one of my favorite people, well, someone asked who I would collab with on YouTube, and I said Tyler's Tarot, and now I'm pretty sure fake Tyler's Tarot just followed me on Instagram. Tyler's Tarot 1 followed me on Instagram, so I'm pretty sure the fake one, which is weird. So that kind of, like, unless it's just like the timing, that means someone from here is just like made like a fake profile. Do you know what I mean? It's such a side tangent, but I got like the notification on my thing where it's just like Tyler's Tarot 1 followed you on Instagram. I'm like, girl, what? I'm about to check on Instagram though. Y'all about to get my real reaction if it is the actual Tyler, but I don't think it is. Sorry for like the distraction, y'all. I know it's rude of me to just like stop mid-conversation of what I was talking about. Maybe it's a like, see, that's the thing, honey. Maybe it is a manifestation, honey, darling. Y'all, we're getting it documented. I'm bringing up my Instagram right now. That'd be so crazy, though. That'd be funny. It would be crazy. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's a fake one. It's a fake one. Is it though? Let me see. Oh yeah, it's a fake one. Okay. That would have been crazy, y'all, if it was the real one. That would have been so funny. Yeah, it's the scammer. I like, because I knew Tyler had one that was coming up. So yeah, Tyler made the video, and I was just like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the scammer. It's just weird, the timing of that, because it's like either that means this person is like that made that fake profile is watching my video, right? Watching this live stream, or it's just like the timing of it is just like, you know what I mean? So it's just like weird either way to think about it. Honey, watch the same person, if it is the person, watch the same person make a fake profile on me, right? But yeah. Alright. Oh my gosh. Y'all, should I show you the no. No. It'll be a surprise. The tapestry will be a surprise. Oh, that's a shame that people have fallen for it. See, I kind of worry about if at some point if someone were to like fake that with me, but at the same time, like, I mean, I guess I shouldn't say like it should be really hard to like fake me or like get scammed by like a fake me, but I feel like it would be pretty hard just because like everything I have is under SimplyVelca. Even my website's just SimplyVelca, right? So I feel like it would be hard, but I don't know. Right? I would hope no one would ever get scammed by me, but alright, y'all. I'm rambling. I think I'm gonna close out this video now, just so I can get back to work. I need to get back to work, probably. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. It was really nice to connect with y'all. Definitely expect more videos. Definitely to come. I always say that, don't I? But yeah, now that we like repositioned repositioned how we're recording and all that, we're gonna be back to business like usual. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful Thursday, and I'll connect with y'all soon. I don't know when I'm gonna start doing. I really want to start getting into live streaming a lot more again, but I don't want to give false promises, right? I don't want y'all to be thinking that waiting for me at a dedicated time and then I end up. We just go. Y'all already know. We go with the wind, honey. We go with the vibe. So, yeah. Can I do a video on feminine energy? I can. It's funny you bring that up. I have to like, yeah. First, that's the thing too. When it comes to my spiritual videos now, it's because I don't like to do scripted stuff. I just like to be as like authentic as possible, which just means just going with the flow and just speaking and rambling. But with my spiritual ones, I kind of want it to be formatted a little bit more. Definitely want it structured, and have just like make sure I cover all the points in the video. So, but yeah, I definitely will. I'll put that on my list for sure, Albert. Something I definitely want to get into is like the masculine and feminine energy and just my perspective on it all. But yeah, I love you guys so much, and now we get to have that awkward closing where I have to like be up in y'all's face trying to close out this video. Ooh, I think I can do it. All right, I love you.